Today we are celebrating a very special birthday. One of my favorite games of all time turns 10 today. Red Dead Redemption. Oh, such memories with this game. Absolutely loved it. I knew I wanted to play it the moment I saw the trailers for it over 10 years ago. I pre-ordered it, and it definitely was a purchase that I did not regret at all. So many hours spending playing Red Dead Redemption. Not just the main story, but simply just adventuring around. And it looked so good back then. And, you know, it's held up to some degree. Obviously, Red Dead Redemption 2 looks much better. That's to be expected with the improvements of technology, hardware, software, graphics. It's understandable. But there's just something special about Red Dead Redemption, which officially celebrates its 10-year anniversary. It came out 10 years ago, May 18th, 2010, to Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, also backwards compatible on the Xbox One. Throughout its lifetime, Red Dead Redemption shipped over 15 million copies, and it was developed predominantly by Rockstar San Diego. Now, it had problems at first, but thanks to Leslie Benzies, former president of Rockstar, he was able to come in and help get Red Dead Redemption good to go in order for it to make its 2010 May launch. And the rest is history. This is considered one of the best open-world Western games of all time. It also serves as a spiritual sequel to Red Dead Revolver. Now, technically, the Red Dead universe wouldn't exist without Red Dead Revolver, Red Harlow. Originally, Red Dead Redemption was titled Red Dead Revolver 2, but Rockstar obviously made some changes. Dan Houser, the writing staff, they decided to go in a different direction with Red Dead Redemption, and I, for one, approve the characters and the story in Red Dead Redemption. It also serves as a prequel to Red Dead Redemption 2. Some people get confused by that because of the number 2 in Red Dead Redemption 2, but yes, Red Dead Redemption 2 takes place in 1899, whereas Red Dead Redemption takes place in 1911. Red Dead Redemption 2 follows Arthur Morgan, whereas Red Dead Redemption follows one of my favorite protagonists of all time, the legendary John Marston. Now, a lot of people would give you a top 5 list of their favorite video game protagonists, and at the very top, you could have a very close battle between Arthur Morgan and John Marston. And it really depends on how you came into the Red Dead universe. Whether through Red Dead Redemption 2, most of you would lean on Arthur Morgan as your protagonist of choice. But for those of us that have been playing since Red Dead Redemption over 10 years ago, well, officially 10 years ago as of today, a lot of us are on Team John. But I love John and Arthur almost the same, but gotta admit, John just a little bit more. The basic premise of Red Dead Redemption is at the very end of the American Old West period, civilization is taken over. Along with civilization comes law. And the things that we do in the past sometimes catch up with us, just like in John Marston's case, where federal agents come to him and they demand that he go and hunt down and capture former members of the Vanderlyn gang. The setting of Red Dead Redemption is in 1911, throughout several fictional states, 2 of them in the United States, New Austin, as well as West Elizabeth, and also in the fictional Mexico state of Nuevo Paraiso. The game spans over 20 hours plus, depending on how much of a completionist you are. You can get it done in about 20 hours or more, and there's always a lot of extra stuff you can do, side quests, collectibles, that sort of thing, along with gang hideouts and a variety of awesome, fun dynamics. Along with Red Dead Redemption, we also got Red Dead Redemption Multiplayer, the precursor of Red Dead Online. And several months later, just in time for Halloween, we got one of the best DLCs of all time, Undead Nightmare, And whenever the 10-year anniversary for Undead Nightmare comes out, we'll definitely do a 10-year video sharing my thoughts regarding that update. Now, throughout the events of Red Dead Redemption, you encounter some really awesome, interesting, questionable characters, including John Marston, along with the main story, side quests, a variety of unlockables, collectibles, dynamics scattered throughout the maps. There's mini games like Texas Hold'em Poker, Blackjack, Arm Wrestling, Five Finger Filet, Horseshoes, as well as Liar's Dice. And of course, it wouldn't be a Wild West experience without duels. At John's disposal, you will end up getting a variety of weapons like revolvers, pistols, repeaters, shotguns, rifles, along with some throwables like throwing knives, even tomahawks that were later added, a lasso, a variety of horse breeds to eventually acquire, along with some outfits as well as upgrades, all to help John Marston in his quest for redemption in order to bring remaining members of the Vanderlyn gang to justice. Combined with the story, the characters, the protagonists in John Marston, the action, the open world Wild West experience, the setting, the score by Woody Jackson, all combines to make Red Dead Redemption an iconic, timeless experience that you can still enjoy 10 years later. The overall arc of learning more about John Marston, his backstory, why he's doing what he's doing, his quest for redemption to become a better man, and everything that happens leading up to the finale is an emotional roller coaster. And for those of you who don't know, it's an ending you don't expect, but it's one of those endings that you just don't see coming. And it really does give you a sense of realism, understanding that this is more than simply a game. It shows the potential of good quality writing and acting and performance and story. Not on the big screen or on TV or in streaming, even though we didn't really have streaming back then. It proved that Red Dead Redemption, along with future games, could have just as good, if not even a better story and characters than big screen movies and TV shows. The fact that this game was made by the same makers of the Grand Theft Auto universe, which I'm also a fan of, along with Westerns, was definitely a big reason why I quickly jumped on board with Red Dead Redemption and pre-ordered that game 10 years ago. And I've played it so many times over the years, and I have absolutely zero regrets when it comes to my enjoyment, my experience, the time I've put into riding around New Austin and West Elizabeth, having bear wars up in tall trees, and just riding around Nuevo Paraiso with John Marston. These are some of my favorite experiences in all of gaming. And there's so many great games out there, but if I had to make a top 5 list, Red Dead Redemption would definitely be in that top 5 list, if not at the very top, because of how much I enjoy the Wild West setting and the characters, especially John Marston and his redemption path that he goes on from start to finish. Unfortunately, because of the issues that transpired regarding making the game, it made it almost impossible for it to be ported to PlayStation 4. And it's unfortunate because not as many people have had a chance to truly experience Red Dead Redemption as they have with Red Dead Redemption 2. Except for those of you lucky enough to have it backwards compatible on Xbox One. By the way, it looks fantastic on Xbox One X. And that's something I was really hoping that Rockstar was going to do when it came to some sort of story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2. A remake, a rebuild, or remaster, whatever you want to call it, of Red Dead Redemption. The entire game faithfully recreated on the Rage engine for Red Dead Redemption 2, repackaged as a story DLC. It would have been so fitting if that would have came out today or sometime this week to celebrate the 10-year history of this iconic game. It's possible that Rockstar has some sort of plans, but at the recording of this video, as of right now, I have no idea if Rockstar has any intention of celebrating the 10-year anniversary of Red Dead Redemption. Here's hoping that this week, in some form, fashion, or capacity, Rockstar will acknowledge and celebrate with us the 10-year anniversary of Red Dead Redemption. Failure to do so on their part would be a major disservice to such a breathtaking game. Now I want to know your thoughts, your views, your opinions, your experiences, your favorite moments. Try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible for anyone that has yet to play Red Dead Redemption. Maybe one day you'll get the chance. Would you also like the idea of them to create a story DLC of Red Dead Redemption 2 that was basically a faithful remake of Red Dead Redemption? Your thoughts, your views, and opinions regarding the 10-year anniversary of Red Dead Redemption, as always, welcome below in the comments section.